Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm your beautiful host, Young Buffett, and today we are in Italy with some amazing news. We finally broke out on CLOV. In this video, we're going to take a look at public sentiment. We're going to take a look at why the heck is CLOV up so much. We're going to take a look at what to do here. We're going to talk about our strategy, and we have a lot to review. So let's just jump right into it. If you are new here, take a second, scroll down, stop being new here. Hit that subscribe button, do yourself a favor. We talk about CLOV, we talk about meme stocks, we talk about crypto, we do it all. This is your one-stop shop for all things new and exciting. We've been reviewing momentum stocks, stocks that are subject to short squeezes, gamma squeezes, stocks that are highly manipulated. We talk about it all. Typically, my setup looks like this. But right now, we are in Italy on vacation, and finally, CLOV decides to do something. I am at dinner, and I'm getting a flood of messages on my Finery page, which is pretty much like Discord, but for investing. And my chat's going wild. Everyone's talking about, oh my God, it's finally happening. Finally, something's moving. We've been reviewing CLOV. We've been talking about what people are talking about. We've been monitoring this thing for a long, long time now. And it's exciting to see it actually do something. So the first thing I like to do is take a look at Ape Wisdom. Ape Wisdom covers Wall Street Bets, Wall Street Bets New, Wall Street Bets Elite, stocks, stock market, investing, SPACs, options, and day trading subreddits. Over the weekend, I got a ton of DMs saying, oh, wow, look at CLOV. CLOV is number one. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we've seen it number one before. That's cool. That's exciting. I don't know what it means. But then I realized Wall Street Bets is getting in on it. And I thought that would be really, really interesting. And I was super excited to see how it plays out. And to my happiness, I guess you want to say, it's playing out really, really well. What I like to do is jump into CLOV and take a look at what people are talking about. So nearby words include things like moon, up, bought, more, squeeze, calls, AMC, post, LFG, GME, baby, Y, YOLO, out, and like. So overall, a 74% positive public sentiment. I like to take a look at that because it gives me an idea of what people are talking about. What are they saying? Why are they saying what they're saying? And sometimes I like to get a visual of what that actually looks like. So I hop over to Swaggy Stocks, which shows Wall Street Bets in particular, and it shows their ticker sentiment. So this is what Wall Street Bets is talking about. Again, we're gonna dive into Wall Street Bets a little bit and see what they're saying and what's going on there and compare it over to the CLOV Reddit page too. It's kind of funny. But look at that. So CLOV most of the time is within this range, right? It's usually top 10. It is talked about, but it does pretty much get suppressed behind GME and AMC. Now, CLOV over the weekend skyrocketed in mentions. A lot of people were talking about YOLOing money into there. A lot of people were talking about, hey, what would happen if we all just jump into this right now? So that is kind of what's going on. And look at the difference between comment volume on CLOV, number one, and something like Tesla, number two. So it's really interesting. AMC's down here. GME is here. I actually would have expected GME to be much higher on this list since they do have earnings this week. But again, I'm very curious to see how it plays out. If you scroll down here on Swaggy Stocks, you can see this chart. And I love this chart because it shows the stock price and the comment volume with positive and negative sentiment. The stock price skyrocketed after the comment volume skyrocketed. Now that's what I've been really interested in seeing all along. What would come first? Sometimes you see the stock price go up and then people start talking about it. Sometimes people start talking about it and then the stock price goes down. It hasn't really correlated much in the past, but it's exciting to see a lot of new faces and a lot of new people pouring in and talking about it, getting it on the radar, and putting people who are shorting this thing in an interesting position. Now, speaking of people who are shorting things, I like to take a look at Max Payne. If you don't know what Max Payne is, I do have a video on my page that dives in deeper and explains exactly what it is. Again, on this page, we talk about momentum stocks, stocks that are subject to short squeeze and stuff like that. But we do also sprinkle in a little bit of education with a little bit of entertainment. So quick recap. If you don't know what max Payne is the strike price, which is currently 8.5, which I suspect this will be updated soon. But it's the strike price that will affect and cause the most amount of pain or damage financially to people who have calls and people who have puts. So as of, I believe, last updated today, I don't believe that, but the stock price that would have caused the most amount of damage was 8.5. There are a lot of people who have puts and there are a lot of people who have calls. The idea here is the people who are selling you those calls and the people who are selling you those puts would want the stock to not expire at the strike price that they're selling it to you. So it expires worthless and they collect all the premium and you get really upset and you experience maximum pain. So that's where the term comes from. I'm excited to see tomorrow what the max Payne will be. I suspect that's going to update and I suspect that's going to be higher. Why I like looking at this is to see, with a stock that is so manipulated and controlled all the time, will the stock price end up closing at the max Payne? We have seen the max Payne change once before, but I'm curious to see what happens now. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything, but stay tuned. Let's track that. I'm very, very curious to see what happens. Now, something funny that I noticed, I got curious. I wanted to dive around Wall Street Bets and see what's going on. The sentiment on Wall Street Bets versus the CLOV subreddit is hilarious. So a lot of new people are pouring into CLOV, right? Everybody knows what CLOV is. CLOV has had some sort of reputation on Wall Street Bets for being a potential shill company or a company made to put into the spotlight by hedge funds and other institutions to draw attention away from stocks like AMC and AMC and GME. But in fact, it's not. So, I'm not getting paid by any of those guys. If you guys are, let me know. I'd love to get paid for things like that. But take a look at this. This dude put in almost $100,000 in, he bought 10,000 shares at a cost basis of $9.24. That is, first of all, really ballsy. Second of all, an amazing move. But it's funny because if you read the comments, everybody's super excited. Everyone's saying, yeah, let's go. Let's see what happens. And everyone's pouring into it. Everyone's super excited. But then when you hop over to the CLOV subreddit, in case y'all forgot, we've been here before. So people are still excited. Don't get me wrong. But it's funny because we have been here before. We've held through this. And I, for example, have held since 13. I know there's people watching this video who've held from the 20s that we've seen from the past short and gamma squeeze. There are people who have a higher cost basis, but days like this help buffer that pain. So next, I like to take a look at dark pool data. I'm not quite positive if this has been updated or not. Let's refresh this tomorrow and see what the net short volume in both dollars and volume stand at. But currently, the net short volume is negative 1.2 million. The net short volume in dollars is negative 10 million. So it is still very actively shorted. But I'm very, very interested to see how a move like today's impacts the dark pool data. After that, I like to jump into what actually happened during the day. So CLOV opened up. It did gap up. It started at around 3% up, started to slowly work its way up to about 6% up, and then consolidated for a bit. And I knew if we wait long enough, Wall Street Bets would wake up. Maybe you'll get some FOMO money pouring in, and that's exactly what happened. Look at that volume. So everybody starts pouring in, and everyone's talking about it more and more, and we hit a high of 11.13 closing just now at 10.81. I'm also excited to see what happens in the after hours. Just a quick recap of how we've been trading this thing. Let me jump into the all-time chart. We have been buying since around $13 a share or so. So we've been buying, holding, buying, holding, buying and holding, buying and holding, selling puts, using that premium to buy more shares, essentially creating a free share method holding and holding and holding for something to happen. That green line that you see right there is our cost basis. I just have that line so I can visually see where I need the stock to be in the green. And it looks like we finally did it. Our cost basis is around $10.78 or so. Hopefully it holds it. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I'm super, super excited. If you have any questions at all, I get back to pretty much every comment. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I'm currently going to be holding. We do have a September 17 call contract that is up around 217% after being down about 50 or 70% for a long time. I'm going to hold that out. I'm excited to see what happens with GameStop's earnings. It should be very, very interesting. If it continues this momentum, I will be looking at selling covered calls. We can do it up to 3 times. I want to start scaling in and seeing how much premium we can collect safely. Hopefully we don't get stomped out. Let's see what's going to happen. With that, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.